Yo, what's going down, Commanders? Hope everyone's doing fine tonight. We've got a little update. This was posted just after the event started, I believe, on Thursday night, after 6 o'clock. For definite, it was for that. But there's a few things I want to go over here, and it ain't looking good for the game. So, for the players that are halfway out the door, you probably might as well get yourself all the way out the door. If I weren't so fucking addicted to this game, I'd probably be gone myself. They're pretty much quit. And I'll read through it and then I'll explain my thoughts on it. And if you've got a different opinion, please put it in the comment section below, guys, and we can discuss it, because it is something that needs to be discussed, and it's something that Kixye just don't seem to grasp. They don't really seem to understand how PvP works. In fact, they don't understand how their game works, the environment, the way players approach their game. They've got no real clue. They're spending probably thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on manipulating us, when if they just put a good game out, they would get better results. Anyway, so I'm going to move on. So this is the update on anti-cheating measures. As I said, it was Thursday, so 4 days ago now. Yeah, about 4 days ago. Greetings, Commanders. FriendlyFixer here, and he put a space in FriendlyFixers for this one for some reason. It's been a couple of months since we've... Sorry, let me start that again. It's been a couple of months as we've course corrected from our initial release plans. What's that mean? Well, we entered Q2 with plans to address PvP, which began with a series of discussions with the community to understand what was most important to you and that space. However, so basically they've took what we said. This is where it pisses me off. They've took what we've said and they've thought, nah, fuck what they say. We're going to do what we want to do. However, after some thorough internal discussions, we realised we could adequately make meaningful impact. We couldn't make an adequate, meaningful impact to PvP without first addressing anti-cheat and fair play. Ultimately, we'll still have changes to PvP that we want to make. Basically, what they're saying with this is the changes they're going to make to PvP it's going to be all one-sided. Kixeye are going to make sure they make bucket loads of money out of it, so expect PvP costs to increase drastically. And they're also just going to make sure that no one's doing a base with 1 toon, 2 toons. It's going to be a 5 toon battle every single time. Anyway, making meaningful impact to PvP without first addressing anti-cheat and fair play. Ultimately, while we still have changes to PvP that we want to make, we also need to listen to your feedback and address the issues. Here is a list of the issues you surfaced as most important: script deployment, script actions, missile spam, stealth, hidden units revealed, mine build cheats. I don't know why. I don't understand why that's in with the stealth. It should be its own population, but anyway. Platoon repair, platoon modification cheats, mercenary spam. I don't think I've been spammed by mercenaries for a long time, so that's something that was 5 years ago, and Kixeye just updating it now. Build repairs and exploits. Again, that's if someone's cheating the game to upgrade buildings and things like that, that's hurting Kixeye's bottom line. None of us would know whether someone was upgrading the building with cheats or not. So this is Kixeye opening up about cheats that are happening that we probably wouldn't even know about. World map attack exploits. Again, I'm not too sure what that is, but hey ho. And relocation to friend exploit. Again, this one really needs to be addressed thoroughly. And this one is not the stealth. Yeah, the stealth and hidden units reveal. That needs to be addressed. And the script deployment, scripts, basically. Missile spam. The only way they're going to stop missile spam at this point is with what they said they was going to do. Make the missiles timed build. And that shit's on every single one of us. So, which again, it's sort of like he's giving us something but nothing at the same time. It's a load of a big page of fucking nothing, basically. If he just posted a blank screen, we would have got a better picture. We'll touch on some of these items in the follow-up posts. But today I'd like to focus on our high-level plan. High level. I don't think anyone at Kixye's high level, I think they're all fucking retarded. First, we are aware of some players using external programs to gain an advantage in War Commander. Though many of those actions technically exploits and not exactly cheats, it doesn't matter. It's a third-party fucking program. Look at their own TOS. It tells you any third-party program is considered a cheat and against the TOS of their own fucking making. And this is where it fucking winds me up. It really does, because they really don't grasp. We're reading one thing. We're abiding by the TOS, and we're trying to do everything as best possible not to fucking break the TOS. And then you've got little wurzels that will just fucking continuous. And they're not just doing that. They're making bucket loads of money out of it as well. And probably someone at Kixye is doing the same thing. They're probably taking a bit of the cash off of this, because I don't believe this is just a bog standard cracker. Anyway, where was I? Though many of these actions are technically exploits and not exactly cheats. What is an exploit? You can call a bug an exploit, I suppose. And if a player, well, you look, for instance, with the new unit, that's a bug exploit. But I'm not changing anything in the game. I'm not manipulating the game so I can run something over the top of the game that would control my units for me. Every action that I do in the game is basically, it's an action that I'm doing the actual clicking, or I'm using the hotkeys to do the work for me. Anyway, this is annoying me already. I'm fucking getting mad. So many of these actions are technically exports and not exactly cheats. There are actions in the game that will allow under certain circumstances and are being exploited to that effect. In some cases, these exploits enable actions that were previously unavailable, while in others they make actions easier or quicker to execute than other players. Both are technically valid actions, but these exploits make the game unfair competition. So what they're basically saying is they're going to open it up for everyone to use these actions by the sounds of it. And every single step they've took this year, I'm going to say this out loud, everything that FriendlyFixer said he was going to do, and every step Kixye have taken after that initial post, I think it was just before the start of the year, has been detrimental to the game. Every single step, from holdout being replaced with retaliation or shit ops, whatever it's called, to the new unit design, the new heroes, where the heroes ain't really that, they're not heroes as such, they're just a secondary unit that would add negative and plus effects to your unit, your base units. Everything they've done is detrimental to the game. I'm sorry to say this, but it's the truth. And player numbers are dwindling fast, and coining players. And well, you only have to look at the 40% gold sale to understand that they're struggling. They're really struggling. Anyway, both are technically valid actions, but these exploits make the game make them unfair competition. We do believe in a fair field of combat, and we have looked at each of these exploits individually to determine what's best. What is best? Excuse me. What is the best way to address them? However, we did arrive at one important decision. We will likely not be banning anyone for these exploits. So, by the way, guys, if you want to go and get these, I don't know where you would get them. Maybe I should fucking look into it and find out where you get them. Be careful where you get them from. You could probably do this with a mouse recorder and then just speed up the actions for yourself. Basically, Kixye saying using the scripts is okay to use, or using the build the missiles without even entering your own base. You don't even have to leave the attack. That's okay to use. Using uncloak the units, that's okay to use. So this is where we're at with this game. We're at the bottom of the fucking barrel at this point. Banning anyone for these exploits. Why not though? Let's see what they've got to say here. As mentioned above, many of these exploits are actions that you can do already in game, but often much less conveniently. Others are actions that you really should be able to do, but the game isn't set up that way. Most importantly, it would be very difficult for us to differentiate who is taking advantage of these exploits versus those who felt they had no choice in order to keep up. So what they're saying is, if you felt like you had to use a cheat, and they are cheats in my eyes, I don't give a fuck what Kixye are calling them. These are cheats. If you felt like you needed to use these to be able to play the game, then it's okay. There's no reprimand for it. There's no... And by the way, there is ways to show people are using them because the videos are out there. Kixye were banning these players before this post was made for the players using the scripts, for the players using the uncloak hack, for the players using 50-odd missiles in one base. So what they're saying here is absolute fucking bullshit. And I'm going to keep calling them out for their bullshit because it's just a joke. Basically, what they're going to do is they're going to give us a watered-down version of the script. So Kixye are going to introduce a script that we can all use, but it's going to be nowhere near as effective as what the cheaters are using, or the cheat creators are producing for the game. So we're going to get a very watered down version of it, and everyone's going to go, oh, well, it's in the game now, we might as well all use it. But it's going to be very limited to what it can do. You probably won't be able to use it in PvE, but it'll be over in PvP, so you can decide how your toons deploy, I guess. And that's my guess at this point is what Kixye is going to put into the game, because they obviously don't know what they're doing at this point. They don't understand the meaning of fair play. They don't understand the meaning of we don't want the cheats in the game. Many of us don't want to be using the script because it takes away from the skill of the battle. They don't understand it. All they can see is money. And it'll probably be a paid fucking thing as well. That's the most fucking worst thing about it. They'll probably make us pay to use it. Anyway, instead we're going to treat... Excuse me. Instead, we are going to treat this as a great reset. Once these measures are all deployed, we hope that many of these reasons for the external programs will no longer be valid. New players and long-time players have all either been affected or by or used the exploit of some kind. And starting over with a clean slate is the best way to move forward. We intend to deploy these changes. There's no such thing as a clean slate. I'm sorry to say this, but if you got caught using a script, if you got caught using a cheat over the last 6 months or so when Kixye was banning everyone, in my eyes, you're still a fucking cheat. You got caught. You can't give someone a clean slate just because Kixye decides it's a clean slate. Fuck off. Anyway, we intend to deploy these changes on June 26th. We know that cheating has been a major pain point in the community for a long time. Why, if they've known it's been a fucking problem for a long time, why hasn't there been a solution for... It's been 4 or 5 years since these scripts have been in the game. Why is it's took them this long to get a solution? When the money isn't coming in like it used to be, it seems like Kixye changed their tune. It's like, oh, we better do something about this because the money isn't coming in like it used to. It's just a scumbag move by this company. Every step is scum. I see it. Scumbag. Telling us they're going to make the game better. They're improving shit. Every time they say they're going to improve something, they take something away from the players. It's a fact. Look it up. Look it up throughout the years. Every single time. Thank you for all sticking with us. And now they're crying about fucking having a small team. You know, a couple of weeks ago, they had these grand ideas of fucking producing these great events, and they was going to improve this, improve that, and FriendlyFixer was the saviour of fucking War Commander. It turns out he's a bit of a cunt in my eyes, but now he's trying to get us to get the violins out for him all of a sudden. It's embarrassing. This is embarrassing. If you've got a small team, you need to go phone your boss or go to his office, knock on his door, say, look, we haven't got enough people in here to run this game as effectively as we want to. Can we get a few more fucking coders, art designers? Can we get this? If you're not doing that, you're a fucking knob jockey and you're just sucking dick at this point. Anyway, team has worked. I probably shouldn't say that, but fuck it. I've had a beer or two. Thank you for sticking with our small team as we work not only to find ways to combat cheaters, but also to make quality of life gameplay improvements inspired by some of these exploits. And that's where it tells you that they're going to make these exploits so everyone can use them. That tells me everything I need to know. We will get used to it in the long run. Is it fair? Probably not. Is it the coward's way out? Yes, 100%. It's Kixye bowing down to the cheaters and just bowing their head and saying, well, we're going to give everyone it. Thank you for all your support. We couldn't make the game better without your continued feedback and information regarding these issues. We can make War Commander better together. And so far, you've done nothing to make War Commander better. And that's why you're having to put these big gold sails on. You're having to make sure that you're shoving units down our throat. You went from telling us that you was going to reduce the grind, you was going to reduce the amount of units that we get every month, to doubling the amount of units we get every month and making the grind worse. Everything's now twice as dear as what it used to be in the event prize store. Everything. You know, from an upgrade token from being about 252,000 XP is now 1 million, to a workshop schematic for a unit being, I think it was about 200 and something thousand XP. It's now 420,000 XP. So everything you've told us has been a lie. And you expect us to fucking blow bubbles up your fucking arse, or smoke up your arse, whatever one it's called. Anyway, go forth and smash your opponents fairly. It's not fairly if you're just going to give us the manipulations and say, there, have at it. It's a joke. Anyway, I think, and this time we didn't use the space in the FriendlyFixer part, so someone pasted and copied this. And it's embarrassing. I'm sorry to say this, guys. I should have made this video earlier, but to be honest with you, I was too fucking angry about it, because they've given the shit players, and they are shit, people that need to use cheats to feel good about the game are shit players. They've given them an out. Instead of standing by their morals and their moral compass, at least, and following through with what they told us they was going to do, they've bowed down to them. Cowards. Cowards, the lot of them. Anyway, guys, take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.